What's going on, people? Welcome to Manchester Basketball. My name is Maud, and we are here ahead of the game against BK Opava. I'm here with Stefan Gill, and I want to ask you a few questions kind of about your basketball journey. And obviously, you've got a long career. You've had a long career, and I want to know how that can kind of impact the Manchester basketball team going forward. So, I mean, first of all, speaking about, from being from Manchester, what is it like, being from Manchester and also playing basketball here?
It's been ingrained in me since I started playing the game. So I started late, but once I started playing, I fell in love with it so much, man. I kind of followed the American model, just absolutely videoing and watching everything to do with the NBA. How players develop, what they're doing off the court and things like that. And I think buying into that culture early really helped me understand the game on a different level than most in the UK.
Yeah.
Which then held me in good stead once I started playing.
And for some of the people watching, it might be a lot of young kids who want to get into basketball, get into professional basketball. What are the kind of the steps that you took, and also in this modern game, what are the steps that you feel like they can take to get to that professional level?
My steps were different. I was a bit of an anomaly, and so I was kind of noticed a lot, and so I was pointed in the right direction with certain things, and then the rest of it was left to me to go and die hard trying to get it.
Yeah.
I think we have we call it soft life now, so we've got an easier journey and an easier pathway. The game's been evolving in Manchester forever, in the UK forever, so I think there are so many opportunities to play at university. Hume Park is a great place at the moment that everybody's going to at the moment. Going down to Manchester games, Manchester basketball games, we have Wally Range basketball, so there's quite a few options now where the fastest growing sport is still growing.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to talk a bit about what you do now, kind of the development into obviously training. I mean, you obviously train a few of the players, but I want you to touch a little bit on that, how your career has kind of changed over time up until today.
So my give back was never to kind of maybe be on a full front stage of coaching. I wanted to have more of how I got through my journey. So me being an undersized player, me being British, and me starting at 16 meant I didn't get the respect or the looks that most people would get just being told, do you play ball? You should play ball. So my thing was I kind of had to forge my own way. So for me, it was about, I think it was deeper for me to give back in that way. So strength and conditioning and player development. And so what I was able to do is make everyone as fast and jump as high as they need to be able to do to play the game. But I'm also be able to develop them from an IQ perspective in terms of how to create a move off. And so that's where I did most of my work to be able to come give back. And it's worked really well with some of the players.
Yeah, and I want to ask if you could give one piece of advice kind of to a player playing either at a professional level or kind of working their way up to that level from obviously the experience that you've had, what would you say?
Fall in love with the game. First and foremost. If you don't love it, you won't respect it. If you don't respect it, you won't put the work in. If you don't put the work in, you won't have any outcomes. Wow. And so I'd say fall in love with the game first, find out and be curious. I know the late, great Kobe Bryant used to say that all the time. Like, it wasn't a case of I missed a shot or I got blocked. It was, damn, how can I not get blocked the next time? How do I beat that player off this dribble the next time? So I think the curiosity in a kid is, well, how did Kayem get to where he got to? Let me see what he did. And as Denzel says, if you want what I got, then do what I did. So those are the advice I give.
Very, very good advice. Now, touching on the team, Manchester Basketball, I mean, like I said, you obviously trained with Kayem, you've trained for a very long time. You've seen the team play, you see them in pre-season. What are some of the positives that you've seen from this team so far this season?
I think I mentioned before, but their guards are ridiculous. I think that's where it starts. It starts at the root. So if you have a good guard who can spray the ball, who understands the game from a deeper level and know how to get people in the right positions, then you're firing at all points. Manchester this year are stupidly athletic. They're a younger team in the sense of fresh Americans coming out of college and things like that. So they're hungry for the job. And I think those three facets are a winning combination. And it's just down to the coaching staff now to be able to funnel all that and to create a structure out of it.
Yeah, and you spoke about the athleticism, and I kind of want to tie that into the team that are playing against BK Opava, who obviously a European team from Czechia. They obviously play a very European kind of basketball, very structured, may not be as athletic as Manchester basketball, but what are the kind of the things you feel like we can almost take as our advantage to beat them?
That is our advantage. Our athleticism is our advantage. The European game is built upon fundamentals. Athleticism isn't one of their major points. Speed, quickness, etc., etc. So it's something that they are evolving into developing now, but it's not something they've already dealt with a lot. So. BK being, I think they've been in the league since 1945 they've been playing, so they're going to be a very established staple, have an ethos, have a philosophy, and they're a bigger team, so they're going to be a lot more fundamental and square. Whereas we have a fresh, young, athletic, hungry team and a fresh, young, hungry franchise. So I think those two things add in and tie in really, really well, because you're going to have coaches who are excited, who are invested, players who are excited, invested, against the guys who are like, how do we keep this going? And I think that will be a massive difference. And their standings at the moment, it's early in the league, so not many people play many games and have many wins. So it looks like it's quite even at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, Stefan, thank you for that insight, and we'll see you back at the commentary box.
Good evening and welcome into the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. You're joining us live on TalkSport for round 6 in the ENBL as Manchester Basketball say vitete to BK Opava, who make the trip over from Czechia for today's matchup. Manchester are looking to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in the ENBL this season as they come off a win against top-ranked Pristina last month and sit at 3-2 in their debut campaign in the ENBL. Opava, having played last week against Pristina, who handed them their first loss of the season, taking them to 4 wins and 1 loss in the standings, so they'll be looking to bounce back today. Caroline Bullock here alongside Birmingham Rockets' Ron Blaine as we get ready to tip off. So Ron, it's past the halfway point in the season now. Teams gearing up for that playoff push, and a win for Opava today would secure a playoff spot for them. So really important for both teams today.
Yeah, a very big game for Opava. Obviously, taking that defeat the last time out, they want nothing more to get back on this floor tonight and find themselves back into winning fashion.
And so for Manchester last time out, that win against Pristina here at the National Basketball Performance Centre, it was a big win, 99-74, and we saw Max Jones just go off. 31 points, 7 of 10 from 3.
He put on a special performance, Cash, and it was funny enough is that's the team that Opava just lost to, so it's odd enough that these teams are now matching up off of 1 defeat and 1 obviously big win for Manchester basketball in their last time out. So we have a good game on our hands shaping up here on a great Tuesday night for ENBL action.
And that's certainly the interesting thing about the ENBL, isn't it? Teams will just play each other once. There's no home and away. It's just a one-game series.
Yeah, it's just a one-off type of environment. But obviously, everything's at stake, and every single game becomes bigger and bigger as the playoffs approaches.
And for Opava, so we mentioned that loss to Pristina, 102-75. They had 4 straight wins at home before that one, and they've been led by the ENBL October MVP, Wes Person Jr. He is just an out-and-out scorer, isn't he?
He is a fluid scorer on all 3 levels. Wes Person Jr. is a special talent. Aaron from Alabama in the state, somebody that I'm also very familiar with. He's a good friend of mine, but honestly, he's a joy to watch, and he's a big part of what this team does offensively.
And we can see there the starting 5 for BK Opava. It will be Wes Person Jr., Christoph Carven, Clevon Brown, Simon Purcell, and Marek Verobal. And a lot of experience on this Opava team. Stefan Gill talks about it before in the pre-game there, but a very, very experienced team.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's an established organization or club, as they would like to put it. I mean, they've been around since this their 80th season. They're founded in 1945. They've won a lot of different championships, and even as the recent have been in the Euro Cup. So again, a team that's established and very familiar with winning and success.
And they're playing in their second season in the ENBL. Manchester obviously making their debut this season, so have a little edge on that experience in the competition.
Yeah, just one up, maybe like a little brother, big brother type of thing. But honestly, Manchester is just happy to be in this campaign and have done well so far. But a win tonight could push them to new heights as they approach the playoffs.
Absolutely, and if we take a look at the starting 5s for Manchester basketball, it will be PJ Smith Jr., Max Jones, Kayem Cleary, Tim Adesukasi, and Matt Nicholson. And Manchester, having played against the Leicester Riders on Sunday in the SLB Trophy, it was an overtime loss for them, just a 3-point loss, but another huge game from Max Jones.
Yeah, Max Jones, again, somebody that's going to be mentioned on this broadcast a lot this evening. We're both excited to see him play tonight. Last time out in the ENBL, he put on a fantastic performance, as Cass mentioned earlier. And even as so far as the Sunday, as so recent as the Sunday, again, he's continuing his hot form, Cash. He's an electrifying scorer and a big part of the Manchester basketball organization.
And I think that matchup between Max Jones and Wes Person is going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, they really are. They're both high-level scorers that can get it done. again, on all three levels, can take their matchup to the post, they can score in transition, and they can shoot the lights out. So looking forward to the matchup this evening.
And a bit of an interesting position that both teams are in. So both teams coming off overtime losses at the weekend. So a lot of basketball was played. Manchester a 3-point loss and Opava a 4-point loss.
Yeah, I mean, very familiar territory for both teams. Obviously, unfortunately, coming off a loss, but no better reason to put it all up front for tonight's contest against each other. Both teams will be buzzing to have a win this evening.
And for Manchester, they're the third team in the ENBL from the UK. How important is it to have that British basketball representation in Europe at the international level?
It's been huge, honestly. I mean, we just have the runners-up in the Newcastle Eagles last year in this competition, and they've done all three teams, Manchester Basketball, Newcastle Eagles, and Bristol Flyers will represent this competition very well, and we'll see what they can come from it.
Definitely. So some Tuesday night European action as we're about 30 seconds away from tip-off. Manchester playing in black today and Opava in yellow. And we've got some good support for the travelling fans here from Opava, all the way from Czechia.
Yeah, they came all the way from Czechia to see hopefully a team get a win tonight. But more than anything, just give them their support that they need, that their home fans will give them that they could be here.
So teams coming out onto court. Captain for Manchester today, Kayem Cleary. And for Opava, Jakub Serena. So a big thank you to everybody watching live here on TalkSport. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. Manchester, 3 wins and 2 losses in the ENBL, and Opava, 4 wins and 1 loss. A win today secures Opava a playoff spot, and Manchester will be wanting to add an extra win to get themselves in a good position. So for the tip, it will be Nicholson for Manchester and Brown for Opava.
So basketball fans, we're back ENBL, and it's...
So here we go, ball's up, and first possession goes to Manchester as Cleary hands over to Jones. And it's Max Jones that's had the hot hand for Manchester the last few games, as he finds Smith Jr. from the top of the arc. Shot rolls out, but that's a good look for PJ Smith Jr.
That's a very good opening set and a good look that PJ Smith Jr. is more than capable of knocking down. Unfortunately, he didn't go in, but let's see if Manchester can get a stop on the other end.
Person Jr. steps back, 3's up, spins out as the ball's tipped, and Adam Tukasi racing down the court for Manchester, manages to keep the ball alive.
And the same thing happened there on the other end for Person Jr. Obviously, might be a little lit on this basket here early, Cass.
Just need to see that first one go through. As out to Jones, and Jones doesn't get the bounce that time. But Opava here, a team that lead the ENBL in 3 points attempted per game, 32 attempts per game. They've been hitting 11 of them, and they are a high-scoring team, and they like to shoot that 3-ball.
They do like to shoot the 3-ball, but what's also important to note is that this team rebounds the ball at a very high level.
As foul on the shot, so that's going to send Opava to the line. And you just mentioned it there, they set a record for the most rebounds in an ENBL game just earlier this month with 60.
That is I've never heard anything so characteristic. 60 rebounds in a basketball game. I mean, they must have just allowed one shot attempt every possession down and cleaned the boards up.
Just crash, crash, crash.
Crash, very impressive.
Especially considering the record was 45. They didn't just beat it, they smashed it.
They smashed it for sure. And obviously, you have to get offensive rebounds as well, Cass, for that number to be that high. So be on the lookout this evening to see if Manchester do a job of being able to box this team out.
So Marek Verubal goes 2 of 2 from the line and gets Opava on the scoreboard here in the first quarter. Jones will take it over the halfway line.
A little bit of ball pressure here from Opava. See if they can disrupt this Manchester offense.
Jones with 7 seconds. Out to Cleary in the corner. 3's up and in! And Kyan Cleary with an answer there for Manchester gives them a 1-point lead.
It's a big-time shot there. 3 possessions in a row for Manchester, all 3-point attempts.
Purcell can't get the hook shot to go. Manchester back down the floor as Smith Jr. kicks it down. Adatu Cassie lines it up. It's off the rim, but Tim Adatu Cassie, the last few games for Manchester, he's been hitting from outside the 3-point line. 3 of 3 against Bristol, hitting 2 against Leicester.
That's very good to see because obviously in warm-ups he did a great job. As Wes Mercer Jr. comes up short, he did a great job of getting those 3-point shots to go in the warm-ups I was alluded to. He was shooting them very frequently, so he's something that he's very comfortable with.
He seems like he's really found his rhythm as well the last few games for Manchester.
Definitely, and that's one thing about basketball. Once you're in a groove and a rhythm, you want to stay there. As Cleary gets one, and he's in a groove, Cavs. He's in a groove, sticking the groove. That's 2 for 2 there for Kyle Cleary.
Back to back for Cleary, and a 4-point Manchester lead.
And Manchester have shot a 3-point attempt on every possession this far.
They have.
Yeah.
They have. That is impressive.
I think that's 5-6 attempts from the 3 here early from Manchester basketball. 5. I was correct. 5. Yeah.
So inbound here for Opava. Virobal will take it from the end line. Virobal balls into Brown, and last touch Opava. Good defense there from Adatu Cassie.
Very good defense, and you can tell that the physicality is a bit different here tonight early for Manchester. They know that this group is going to be physical with them. They've done their homework, and they added that physicality back to this matchup.
Is that something that can be a little bit difficult to adjust to, playing in different leagues and the physicality that you're going to come up against?
I mean, that's what you would see.
Oh, Kyan Cleary, 3 of 3 from behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, he's having himself a fantastic first quarter. But to go back on what you just said, 100%, you have to be able to adjust. And the ENBL is known for their physicality, as other European leagues throughout the European countries.
So Manchester will have possession from the end line here, but Kyan Cleary, what a start so far. We've played, 3 minutes, 20 seconds, and he's got all 9 of Manchester's points.
Yeah, he was the first one in warm-ups today. He's been in the gym for about 2 hours, and he's having that hot start be a main factor from it. So let's see if he can carry on.
That's an 8-second violation. Manchester's taken too long to get over the half court there.
Yeah, that's a careless turnover there. If you're Manchester basketball, want to be more in sync with the shot clock there.
So Serena gets the ball in and foul on the shot. So 1 free throw to come here as the basket's good. Oh, yeah, basket counts.
Yeah, as Kavan did a fantastic job of back cutting there. He's somebody I can tell plays with high intensity and a very high motor, and just caught Smith Jr. sleeping right there on that inbound.
He converts the 3-point play, cuts the lead down to 4. As Opava pick up full court here. Jones going against Person Jr. Cleary back to Jones. Jones pulls up with the long 2, splashes it in.
That's a very good pull-up there from Max Jones. His game is silky smooth. The way he can get into the key, but also beat you from 3 as the second foul is called there on Max Jones, and 1.
And that's 2 straight and 1s for Christophe Cavan, going back to the foul line here. But he's just been able to draw that foul, and as you said, 2 there on Max Jones, so he's going to have to take a seat.
Yeah, it's not a good sight if you're a Manchester fan. Obviously, he will be sitting the remainder of this quarter, and depending on the nature of this game, he might make an appearance in the second, but still yet to be seen.
And for Manchester, their leading scorer in the ENBL and the SLB in Max Jones, 16 points a game. So it's always a case of, though, who is going to step up into that role, and Kyan Cleary has certainly seemed like he's going to do that today.
There has to be, and it looks like they've gone to a zone there, a 1-3-1 zone, and Cavan again making his, whoa! It's a big-time finish there.
As Purcell forces Manchester to take a timeout here. 11-10 Manchester lead over Opava with just under 6 minutes to play.
So Manchester.
So a 1-point lead for Manchester Basketball over Opava. Had a 9-2 lead, but Opava have just gone on a run there, Ron.
Yeah, a quick little 7-0 run. They've just turned up the intensity a little bit, and it's because of Kava, who's played he's left his imprint on this first quarter on the offense and defensive end. This with high energy right now in the first quarter.
Kayem with 6 points so far, leading the way for Opava. And for Manchester Basketball, it's Kayem Cleary with 9 points on 3 made threes. So coming out of that timeout, it is Manchester possession. Cleary over to Smith Jr. Back to Cleary, has space, thought about it, but Adatu Cassie's there. Cleary, 7 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds. Smith Jr. runs into traffic, and ball will go out of bounds, and it's Opava possession, and the defense there from Opava just straight out to the shooters.
This is a very tall team in Opava. They have length in all of the front court, and from the coach there, throwing out the zone. Obviously, the previous possession going 1-3-1. This other time going in a full court zone back into a 2-3 zone caused Manchester some problems.
And we'll see Jordan Johnson and Gabe Osaboyan onto the floor for Manchester. As the ball's out to the corner. Under the basket, it's too short for Opava, as Zabronek can't finish under the hoop.
The ball movement there from Opava was really good. They got the ball moving from corner to corner. Had a chance at an easy layup, 2-point finish, but good recovery there from Manchester.
So another chance here as Opava inbounds, and foul on the shot. So that's going to be the 4th team foul there on Manchester. And again, it's going to send Opava back to the foul line.
They're doing a good job of just being able to play off the ball there. A quick drive and go there to get himself to the free throw line.
So Jurečka Ludek playing in his 11th season for Opava, his 22nd season overall. That is an experienced player at the line there.
Very experienced, and a blessing, none to say the less, to be able to play the game you love for so many years at a high level and provide a spark off the bench as he just did.
And gives Opava the lead over Manchester, 12-11. Just over halfway in the first quarter here. Cleary goes to the basket, and a foul on the floor, so that'll be the first against Opava.
Yeah, as Opava again sits back into that little, I mentioned a 2-3, but it looks like it's a 1-3-1. Whatever it is, they're doing a fantastic job of disguising it and rotating out of it really well, and it's causing Manchester to think about certain shots.
Johnson gets the ball back. Swings it out to Adatu Cassie in the corner, driving baseline, and it'll be a foul on the floor. So 2 quick fouls there on Opava. I mean, they've got them to give, so no
real worries there, but it's a good pass there from Johnson coming off that screen, looking cross court. And again, it's just making Manchester think a little bit about what they want to do.
Oh, and what a tough shot there there from Kayem Cleary, a hand in his face. Doesn't matter. He is 4 of 4 from the three-point line.
And he's doing a fantastic job here.
And he pulls up 5 of 5. Kayem Cleary is on fire here in Manchester.
Wow, he's putting on a show for the hometown fans, the hometown kid himself.
What a start. 15 points in the first quarter for Cleary. As the ball's loose, Opava keep it alive. Serena into the corner. And foul goes against Manchester. Osaboyan will pick up his first.
Second,
apologies. Oh, so Osaboyan and Max Jones on 2 fouls each for Manchester.
Manchester's 15th foul.
Yeah, and Osaboyan, unfortunately, having to play a little bit more physical down there with Purcell. But unfortunately, picking up his second foul is going to put him on the bench for the remainder of this quarter.
As Purcell misses the first. He's been averaging 11 points a game in the ENBL for Opava this season. Playing his third straight season for Opava.
Only a 62% free throw shooter, though, so that miss isn't far off from his percentage as he knocks down the second.
So a substitution here for Manchester, and we will see Osaboyan go to the bench as Matt Nicholson comes into the game.
And interesting here because Osaboyan provides a little bit more offense than Nicholson does. Obviously, Nicholson has the size down low to bang and compete here, but
as a third foul goes against Opava, and that is going to be foul number 2 on Zabranek.
And the referees, one thing we can say, are calling the game very equal here early. Both teams, they're not letting the physicality get the best of them. You have to play it hands off, or referees are going to call it.
As Opava come up with the steal. Svanderleek can't get the 3 to go. Opava will get another chance here. As Purcell. Oh, what a pass inside. Purcell hanging in the air and gets it to go.
Wow, talk about crafty there. It's a fantastic pass and an even better finish there from Purcell.
So a 2-point game. Cleary. That'll be his first miss of the game.
And you kind of expect that heat check shot there. He deserved it.
And what an answer there from Zabranek and Opava, and they go back up by 1. 18-17 here in the first quarter. Cleary over to Adatukasi. Cleary with space, lines up a 3. It's off the rim, but Johnson chases it down.
It's a good offensive rebound there from Jordan Johnson, and a miss there from Kyle Carey, but
as a whistle on the play. So that'll be the 4th on Opava. And the first on Serena. So we'll have a substitution here as Cleavon Brown and František Varna check into the game for Opava. And it will be sideline ball for Manchester. A 1-point Opava lead here in the first quarter.
And we talked about this in the pregame cast, a lot about their age coming in a factor. Do you think that's why, or that may have a reason for a lot of the zone coverage we've seen here early?
As Johnson hits the 3. And Manchester have really been making it rain here from outside.
That's the first other Manchester basketball player to make a 3 this quarter, but between Cleary and Johnson, they have 5 combined, so 6 combined, excuse me.
And an offensive foul called against Opava, so Manchester will have the ball back. And Jordan Johnson, we know he's a scorer, and we've seen him do that throughout the season, especially in the Super League, but he's really come into his own as a really top-tier facilitator. 8 assists against the Riders in that trophy game on Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of him finally getting his feet underneath him and being comfortable. He's played good basketball in the month of November and the start of December, and looking to see if he can carry that on. His team could really use that. from him.
As Johnson pulls up from the elbow and goes back to back.
He must have heard the whispers in his ear, Cass, because we're talking about you, Mr. Johnson. That's a great finish.
And Virabal drive into the basket is fouled. That's going to put Opava at the line.
On the floor. It's number 34, Matt Nicholson.
So Marek Virabal with 2 shots to come here. That's the first foul on Nicholson for Manchester. And Kyle Carey will take a seat for Manchester as PJ Smith Jr. back out onto the floor.
And I think if you're Manchester there, you don't mind that foul there from Nicholson. You want to set the precedent that nothing easy is going to be had here in our paint tonight. But that's a great finish, or a great take, excuse me, by Virabal.
First one's good. One more minute. You can be loud at Manchester. Let's go again.
Virabal, having spent 6 seasons playing for Praha, doesn't get the second. Adesukasi with the rebound. It's a 3-point game. Johnson going to set things up here for Manchester. Adesukasi, Johnson calling for it, thought about it. Has Virabal on him. Johnson sidesteps. Shots in and out.
And a good ball movement to start that possession. That's good steal and great hands there by Cleary. Is cleared for takeoff.
And Kayem Cleary certainly putting on a show here for the fans in Manchester. 17 first quarter points from Kayem Cleary. Person Jr. looking to make some space, comes up against Cleary. And a 3-second call against Opava. You can see the pressure there Cleary's putting on.
Yeah, he is putting on a performance as well as pressure on both ends of the floor, offense and defense. He's having himself a fantastic first quarter. Good defense there in that possession, giving West Person a little bit of troubles there. Cleary has some length on him.
There's Adesukasi in the corner, doesn't get it to drop. Brown has it. Virabal against Johnson. Hands off to Brown, met by Nicholson, and Matt Nicholson standing his ground there.
Very good defensive possession there from Nicholson. Obviously, getting the foul on the previous couple offensive possessions ago, being able to take that in and not foul on that possession is key and very knowledgeable by him.
Johnson has Cleary. Gets it back, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Johnson. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, Johnson steps back, drills it! And Jordan Johnson up to 8 points here with 3 seconds left. Virabal will take it, ball's loose. And good defense there from Manchester to end the quarter.
Yeah, that was a fantastic defensive possession. Obviously, the shot clock winding down, Manchester having to get back, and Opava having to, kind of go quick there. But let's speak about Jordan Johnson and Kayem Cleary right now, Cass, because they are the show in this first quarter.
They certainly are. Kayem Cleary with 17 points personal so far in the first quarter, shooting 5 of 6 from the 3-point line in the first quarter in like 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm astounded.
I'm astounded as well. I mean, last time we were here, he put on a show as well. But I'll tell you this, it goes to show that when you're the first person in the gym, credit to him, it looks like he has just stayed hot from that warm-up because he's putting on an absolute shooting clinic. But his teammates have done a good job of, letting him do his thing, but providing assistance when needed.
And Jordan Johnson off the bench with 8 points, hitting 2 threes. He's been a real spark, hasn't he? He's very much an energy player when he does come off the bench.
Yeah, and I think he's somebody that starts to feel a little better as he sees his shot go in. And he's seen his first couple go in, and it could be, the basket's going to start looking like a hula hoop for him in the second cast, honestly. He shoots it that well.
And we can see there, so Manchester shooting 6 of 13 from the 3-point range. And for Opava, a team that we said leads the ENBL in 3-point attempts with 32 this season, just 1 of 3 so far. So Manchester have certainly scouted that and made that their game plan to try and stop them with the outside look.
I think it's a mixture of a combination of a couple things, Cass. I think it's you got to give Manchester their credit for being able to take that three-point attempt away from them or shots away from them early in the first. But it's also, I think, Opava's looking at Manchester a little bit undersized and saying, we want to take the ball and basketball inside, and we want to punish this team with our size. And they haven't really been able to do that just as frequently as they would like to have yet. So maybe they will revert back to that three-point shooting in order to offset that a little bit.
So 8 points in the paint so far for Opava, 4 for Manchester. And leading the way for Opava, it's been Christophe Cavan with 6 points so far. He was really able to make it work at the three-point line when he was getting those and one opportunities. And Simon Purcell with 5 points for Opava. So back out onto the court for the second quarter. 27-19 Manchester lead over Opava here in round 6 of the ENBL.
Let's start the quarter the right way.
An interesting a rolling of the dice as Max Jones comes back into this basketball game with 2 fouls. Be very watchful and mindful of him.
As Varner puts up a 3 and drains it.
And that's a great way and a great opening set to start this quarter, Kaz. Obviously, we mentioned the three-point shots, and we talked about them maybe going back and reverting back to their normal selves, and that's the way they want things to go in that first, as to start the second quarter.
And it's worked just as they want it to. Johnson over to Jones. Jones from the elbow, gets it to drop.
And he's such a hard cover because of how tall he is and how physical he is. He can not only expose you from the three-point line, but he can get downhill and do that nice little pull-up that he just did.
As Person Jr. is fouled on the shot, so that's going to put Wes Person Jr. at the foul line here. It's going to be the first team foul against Manchester. And we spoke about him a bit pre-game, Ron, but Wes Person, just an incredible player so far, the October MVP in the ENBL. He averaged 27 points per game over the month, shot 70% from 3, and set a new ENBL record for made three-pointers with 8 of 9 against Tinderstall.
That's a mouthful. Wow. Said a lot there. But somebody that not only is he a great basketball player, he's an even better person, and I'm sure the fans in Opava love him as well. But to speak on the basketball side of things, he is somebody that he's been kept quiet here early with that's his first field goal, first basket right there that just went through. You do not want to see him get going because he is somebody that, again, when the shots start falling, they fall in bunches. So can score a lot in a quick amount of time.
So the free throws cut it down to a 5-point game as Johnson hangs in the air. And what a tough shot there from Jordan Johnson.
Very tough as the tempo is starting to be pushed there from Opava, number 25.
Person Jr. against Osaboyan. Osaboyan playing on those 2 fouls as the ball's out. 3 doesn't drop, but Svandelink's there underneath the basket, cleaning up the glass. And it's back to a 5-point game.
And what an impressive offensive rebound there. What a nice return finish there from Max Jones.
Looks like he had all the time in the world when he was in the air there.
He thought about, you could tell he thought about dunking the ball there.
As Cleveland Brown slams it down.
Ooh, that rhymed. I like that, Cass. That's somebody that didn't think about dunking. He actually just dunked it.
Ball's loose. Smith Jr. on the floor and a foul called. So it goes against Opava. That's their first team foul. And that's going to be first foul on Varner. So a substitution here, and we'll see Christophe Cavan back into the game. Cavan obviously had that hot start in the first quarter early on.
Between Cavan and Virabal, these two play at such a high pace. When that ball goes through the net or they get the rebound, as we see right here, they are flying down the floor in order to put pressure on that Manchester defense.
As Cavan passes over, good ball movement here from Opava as Brown working against Osaboyan. Can't get the hook shot to go.
That's good defense there by Osaboyan. Obviously, he as well as Max Jones have 2 fouls. Max Jones pulls up from 3 and he buries it.
And the threes just keep falling for Manchester. That's their 8th made 3 of the game. Extends the lead up to 8 points here. Person Jr. Person Jr. with a long 2 hits.
That's a big-time shot and move there. Kind of lost the handle a little bit there, Person Jr. did, but doesn't matter.
And that's what makes him so difficult to guard, so dangerous, because he just needs a speck of daylight.
And that's all it takes for him to see it. And again, he gets going in a hurry. But a good response there from Smith Jr. as he comes back with the 2 of his own.
And we're going blow for blow here in the first half. Cavan using the screen from Brown. Pass inside is broken up. Osaboyan has it. As Johnson going to take it all the way to the basket, gets the roll. And Jordan Johnson into double figures, and we'll have a timeout called by head coach David Zack for Opava. So a 10-point lead here for Manchester Basketball over BK Opava. 40-30 they lead in the second quarter with 6:31 to play. And it has been the 3-point shooting for Manchester on fire so far. 8 of 15, shooting 53 from 3-point range, shooting 66% from the field overall.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a spectacular performance and team performance on the defensive end, but on the offensive end for Manchester, you got to give the nod to Max Jones, Kayem Cleary, and Jordan Johnson. They are putting in efficient shifts, all 3 of them only missing a shot each, and it's helping lead them to this early 10-point lead.
And Tim Adetukasi on a very efficient +11 here so far in his time on the court, as teams back out onto the floor. Purcell stops, spins, puts it in off the glass.
Very elite footwork there from Purcell, taking his time, getting Nicholson off balance and finishing with the left hand.
Johnson. Johnson against Cavan. Has the screen from Nicholson. Oh, ball's kicked.
Kick ball violation will be called.
I thought we were about to see a great handoff there.
I did too.
Nicholson
I did too.
just throw it down.
The pocket was there. It was created. Johnson did a great job. Just fortunately, the basketball was kicked. 14 on the shot clock, though.
So Manchester will take it from the sideline here, and it will be Osaboyan to inbound. Nicholson round to Smith Jr. Jones has Cavan on him. 5 seconds on the shot clock here. Jones pulls the trigger, can't get it to drop. So Opava looks to cut into this 8-point deficit. Person Jr. Person Jr. takes his time, gets the foul call. Basket will count. And where's Person Jr. going to the line? And that is what you said, Ron. As soon as he gets going, he's going to be very dangerous and difficult to stop.
Yeah, he doesn't score. He doesn't force anything when he tries to score. He just reads the defense, obviously put the defender in jail there. Johnson couldn't do much, but he has the ability, as Person Jr. does, of just pulling up on the spot and knocking down that easy 15-foot jump shot.
And Person Jr. averaging 22.6 points a game in the ENBL. That's 5th in the whole competition, along with 3.6 rebounds so far this season as he finishes the 3-point play. And we're back to a 5-point game.
And that's all you want there. If you're coming all the way from Opava, you want them to just, hang around this quarter, hang around the game right here, see if you can get stops and make this a tight, close game.
Adetukasi gets the roll on the 3-point shot.
And you spoke previously about Adetukasi knocking down that 3-point shot. That's his first one to go tonight, and it's a good sign here, again, if you're Manchester.
As Cavan blocked by Nicholson, and it'll be a step out of bounds at the other end from Opava. And that's the impact Nicholson has, isn't it? He makes his presence known under the basket. standing in the way, essentially, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't miss him. Once you start driving and you see somebody of his stature just standing there, you kind of have second thoughts about life and decision-making coming ahead.
So just over 5 minutes to play here in the first half. An 8-point lead for Manchester. Jones. Adatukasi going inside. And Tim Adatukasi has been absolutely fantastic. Nearly came away with the steal there, but Purcell will finish at the other end for Opava. But Adatukasi has almost been very, very quietly going about his role. He's very efficient, very effective in the way that he scores and plays the role that his team need him to.
100%.
If it's scoring, he can score, but Cleary, basket is good, and he's going to go to the line. And Kayam Cleary now, 19 points here in the first half.
Very good first half from Kayam Cleary. Obviously, that's his first basket here in the second quarter, but just showing his versatility and his activity. He's been shooting the three-ball very well, but just from that previous play, you can see in full form, he just wants to get the basketball. He wants to do whatever it takes to win this basketball game here this evening, and that's a big offensive rebound there.
And hits the free throw, takes himself up to 20, and then gives Manchester their biggest lead of the game so far at 11 here. Opava looking to answer. And they do! Serena!
And Serena there kind of had his feet tripped up under him, but he somehow was able to compose himself and knock down that big three-point shot.
That's experience of 20 seasons of basketball as Cleary. Kayam Cleary cannot be stopped here. 6 made threes, 23 first half points. As Cavan passes out to Purcell, ball will go out of bounds, but can we just talk about Kayam Cleary some more?
The spotlight used to be on him. He needs to be the topic of discussion right now. He is putting in a fantastic shift, and his team is benefiting greatly from it.
This is an unreal performance.
It's every time we come together, Kaz, we just see a three-point barrage, and that's all we've seen.
It is, isn't it? That's what the basketball gods give us.
Yeah. I'm happy to see another three-point shootout. That's what it seems like this is coming down to.
So a 51-40 lead for Manchester basketball over BK Opava. Manchester with their biggest lead of the game at 11, and they have been led by Kayam Cleary, 23 points, 6 made threes, has a couple of rebounds as well, because why not? And he is shooting incredibly well from the field. Alongside him, Jordan Johnson off the bench with 12 points. And for Opava, leading the way, Simon Purcell with 9 points. And the big man inside in Purcell, he's been able to shoot well. He's been able to get the looks that he wants. So maybe do you want to see Opava keep going to him?
Yeah, I think you have to continue to play your game if you're Opava right here. Obviously, you got to do one thing, and that's cut the tap off of Kayam Cleary's water right now, because it is running fluidly. And you got to just continue to, again, play your game, play your style, try to push a tempo a little bit when you can, and try to hurt this team in transition, and feed your hot hands in Wes Person Jr. as well as Purcell.
So teams coming back out onto the court. 3:46 to play here in the first half. And it will be Manchester possession. Opava are going to pick up full court here.
Let's go, Manny, let's go.
And be mindful of the defensive switches here, because they've gone to zone a little bit, and it seems as though they've gone back to man.
As Cleary catch and shoot, 3 doesn't go that time.
And another quick heat check from him, but as he should have that shot, he's shot the ball very well.
It's a good look. I don't think there's a bad look, is there?
There's not a bad look.
Cleary?
Not right now. Again, that basket, like I like to say, it's a hula hoop. It's getting bigger and bigger.
So Opava look to cut into this 11-point deficit here. Serena finds Person Jr. Back to Serena. Serena has space, thought about it, puts it up and puts it in.
It's Serena. That's his second 3 in a row. So he's trying to find form here. And again, be mindful of the defensive switches because they are back into a zone.
Adesukasi hands off to Johnson. Johnson looking to go inside. Nicholson's there, leaves it short, but an offensive foul called against Manchester.
And that's a big stop. And again, if you're Opava right now, you want to do nothing more but to just go into the halftime with a bit of momentum. And they're doing just that after that timeout, as they got 2 stops in a row and have the possession right here.
And want to look to keep that lead under the double-figure mark.
100%.
So that'll be the second foul on Nicholson. Smith Jr. back into the game as Max Jones will take a seat for Manchester. And back-to-back threes for Opava as Ludek gets in on the action.
And as that bucket goes in, it gives Opava an opportunity to set that zone back up, which is giving Manchester a little bit of trouble. But a great job of getting to the rim there and not settling by Adesukasi.
So 2 free throws to come here for Manchester. And Tim Adesukasi with 5 points so far, along with 3 rebounds. Adesukasi been averaging just over 8 points a game in the Super League this season, as he doesn't get the first to drop.
Yeah, he's like one of their most important, valuable players. He can do so many different things, not only in the ENBL, but also in the Super League. Guards, as you already said, he has the ability to step out and knock down a 3 and gets himself to the free throw line and gets some free throws as well.
So Opava possession. Purcell. Purcell inside. Ball's bouncing about underneath the basket, but Purcell again working hard, can't get it to drop. But Simon Purcell really crashing the glass there.
He really was, and that's what they do. That's what this team is made of. Their DNA is rebounding the basketball. Like we stated earlier, they have the record for rebounds in an ENBL game all time in 60. So again, look for them to crash the boards and be very aggressive with going and doing such.
So it will be Opava possession here from the end line. As Serena will inbound. 14 on the shot clock. And a foul off the ball. So that's 2 shots to come, as that will be the 5th on Manchester, and that is the 2nd on Kayem Cleary. So Jones, Osterboyan, Cleary and Nicholson all on 2 fouls for Manchester. And Person Jr. back at the line here.
And this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to start fouling and putting more pressure on the rim and allowing free opportunities to close this gap without time coming off the clock. And then on the other side of it is you don't want somebody like Wes Person Jr. to get going and see himself get going from the free throw line, which he is very capable of doing.
As Person Jr. now up to 9 points, and it might have been a relatively quiet 9 points by his standards, but once he gets going,
that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. And he scores over the due course of an entire basketball game. It's not like he's going to get you maybe like the Cleary with all 20 in the first half, but he'll just steadily gauge his production as the time goes on.
You see Duke Shelton onto the court for Manchester as Johnson puts up a 3! And Jordan Johnson.
I mean, Kaz, it's getting to the point now, every time it leaves their hands, whether that be Johnson, Cleary, or anybody, even Max Jones, it looks like it's going down.
And Purcell answers at the other end, and that's what we spoke about before. Simon Purcell, that positioning under the basket. As Smith Jr. from outside, and Manchester absolutely on fire here in the first half. 11 made threes, 12 after that one.
They are shooting the lights out. But can they get a stop on this defensive end here? Purcell, ooh.
As Shelton will be called for the foul, and that's going to put Purcell at the line.
All right there, though. That's a good job by Duke Shelton trying to hold his own. Unfortunately, getting caught for that foul, but Purcell's having his way right now in this second quarter. here for Opava.
Purcell, having played in the ENBL last season with Opava, where he scored 11 points a game and had 5.3 rebounds. He gets the first free throw to fall. Also has experience playing in the BCL with Opava as well. So there's we've mentioned the experience on this Opava team a lot, but a lot of different competitions that they've played in.
Yeah, all that says to me is that they played in high-level games, and they know the meaningfulness of these type of games to get into the playoffs like tonight.
As Person Jr. with a long two.
And that's his game. He wants you to dance. He wants you to play around. And he's going to rise right above you over that mid-range and knock it down. As he's quietly, again, it's so quiet that he's on 11 points.
As Johnson here at the free throw line for Manchester. Johnson playing in his first season for Manchester. Spent some time in Kosovo last season. Had 2 years at New Orleans University, where he made the most three-pointers in a single season in program history with 93. So this is a Manchester team of shooters.
Very much so. This is a game filled with shooters.
It is.
We have the team that leads the ENBL in three-point attempts. We have Wes Person, all-time leading three-point shooter in the Sun Belt and Troy University, and Jordan Johnson adds to that list.
So 9 seconds in the quarter and a foul.
On Kyle Carey.
That'll be Carey's first, but that's going to put Opava back at the foul line, and it will be that man there, Wes Person Jr.
We spoke about it. I mean, we kind of brought it to manifestation. We brought it to fruition here, but this guy, you can't just keep putting him on the free throw line. He will punish you, and it's something that needs to be discussed at the halftime if you're Manchester basketball.
Gets the roll on the first, now 8 of 8 from the foul line for Person Jr. Takes himself to 14 points. Had 16 points in the first quarter against Dinamo Zagreb earlier this season, and with 6 seconds to go here in the half, Smith Jr. has it, looking for some space, 2 seconds. Out to Johnson. Johnson catch and shoot at the buzzer! And Jordan Johnson with time running down in the corner. Looks like he may have just got caught on the shot there.
Wow. Just wow. I mean, we've seen it all here, Cass, as far as the three-point shot is going.
What a shot there from Johnson, just able to get the basket off in the corner there. Takes Manchester up to 63 first half points. And Johnson now up to 20. Kayem Cleary up to 23. And Manchester shooting an incredible 13 of 24 from behind the arc.
13 three-pointers and a half is incredible. I mean, we've seen it here before, maybe just in the Super League, but I'm starting to think this is just the normality of how well people can shoot in this gymnasium, because between those games and this game here tonight, it's just been a three-point fest.
It certainly has. Manchester shooting 54% from three. Opava shooting 62%, 5 of 8. So I haven't taken as many, but they've been very effective. And we can see there the real difference here. Opava being able to get to the free throw line, have had 21 free throws to Manchester's 5.
Yeah, and that is the biggest difference, and that's why they've been able to stick around in this game so long. They play a physical style brand of basketball, and it's helping them cash in on the free throws a little bit more.
So leading the way for Opava, it is Wes Person Jr., 15 points personal with 2 rebounds, and Simon Purcell with 12 points and 4 rebounds. So we're going to take a quick break for halftime, but stay tuned because we've got some great plays of the season for you coming up, and second half will be coming up very shortly.
Everybody just play through it. Henry for 2, Henry for 2!
I'm nervous when it comes to games in general. Like, I never know the outcome of things. But just the potential of our team that we had. I was the young gun in the group. Like, I had like Miles Hessen, Orlan Jackman, Jamal Anderson. Like, they're all way older than me. So it's like I felt like I had a lot I just had a lot to prove, you know. And you know, I think the one goal, and I think we showed out really well. When the final shot dropped, you know, Miles hit that game winner. I went crazy. Like I'm never really one to like celebrate. Like I'm really just bland. I'm boring, monotone, whatever. I just remember getting out my seat, running up to Miles. I just gave him the fattest hug ever. I was just screaming. It was crazy. But even then, I still haven't like fathomed like what we just did, and things didn't really kick in until later on that night. It's like I didn't take off my gold medal for like a week straight. I went to bed with my medal. I was showering my medal. I was like, I'm not letting this go. And I felt special. I felt really special. I'm like, can't just want a gold medal. I'm about to play pro. Because like life's going the right way for me, innit? So I was like, I love it. It's crazy. Like, I still couldn't believe it. It's like going from winning the medal and then going on to proceeding to like go on to do what you love, earning money. It's like, this is I won't say once in a lifetime opportunity. I feel like I just needed to be around my own culture. You know, I've been around Americans for 5 years, then around Germans for 3 years. I'm just like, I want to be around my people. I want to be around my friends and family. I want people to like, I want to show my friends, I want them to come support me, which I've always wanted to do. You know, just allow them to have the opportunity to see how far I've come, you know, and just put a little show for them, make sure they have a good time. I mean, that's probably what was most important for me. Most people have never really seen me play on domestic soil, and you know, everyone's only seeing highlights or whatever it is, and no one's really seen certain aspects of my game. For example, like I love defense, so I feel like being able to show people what I'm truly capable of it's exciting. It's exciting. I hope, you know, could put on a show for these lot and show people how much of a dog I am. I got a lot of people that look up to me, you know, even if it is outside of London, no matter where it is, you know, they're able to come watch a game down in Manchester. Like it's always a pleasure, it's always an honor. Like I've never really realized how much I inspire people. Like I've had people message me online, social media, just, you know, just saying how much they look up to me or whatever. So just having that in the back of my mind and knowing I'm capable of doing something like that, for me to be closer to home and allowing them to come, you know, make whatever comes to fruition. It's like, yeah, I love that. Just having, you know, young guys coming up, showcasing their talents, you know, friends who are like guys I've hooted with in the past. I feel like it's a great opportunity for us, you know, to show everyone in and outside the league, like us Brits have talent. Like we can work with these guys and just prove to them we have a spot here, you know.
Welcome back into the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester as we get ready for the second half between Manchester Basketball and BK Opava. Manchester with a 63-57 lead as we head into the third quarter. And Ron, the story of the game has been the three-point shooting from Manchester.
Yeah, just the three-point barrage that the Manchester basketball team has been able to demonstrate here in this first half has been extraordinary. 13 made threes as a team, shooting very efficiently, 54% from the three-point line. I mean, it gives the story of the first half.
And for Opava, they've been kind of doing it on the other end. The points in the paint, 22 points in the paint, and Simon Purcell, 12 points there. He's just been hustling under the basket. Is that something you think they might continue to go to, or do they flip the script a little bit?
I think if you're Opava, I think you do exactly what you did in the first half. As far as offensive is concerned, I mean, continue to throw the ball, continue to win the rebounding battle, and continue to get the points in the paint that you can, because eventually, if Manchester stops making these three-point shots, it will start to lean. The game will start to turn and lean in your favor.
And for Manchester Basketball, they had a lead of 11 earlier on. Opava were able to cut back into that. And it's been a real back and forth kind of second quarter there between both teams.
Yeah, the game kind of settled down, and both teams honestly still shot very well in the second quarter. But Opava obviously winning the second quarter 38-36 is why we have such a close and tight deficit here to start the third.
And that's a high-scoring quarter.
That's a very, very high-scoring quarter between both of these teams. But they're both shooting it very well, and it's not like one team has a super advantage over the other besides the three-point category.
And something that's certainly swung in Opava's favour is their ability to capitalise at the free-throw line. So we've seen Wes Person Jr. hitting 9 of 9 on his way to 15 points from the foul line. Opava, 21 attempted free throws and have made 18 of them. And
that's very, very, very elite free throw shooting from Opava there. Obviously, making those free throws will be very valuable and will be very important as this second half, begins.
So teams coming back out onto the court for the third quarter. And maybe just something to keep an eye on there, Ron, the 3 fouls that Kayem Cleary's on.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up his third. I don't think it was intentional at all, but he somehow picked up his third foul, and unfortunately, he has to be very cautious as his third period starts.
So it will be Manchester possession here to start things off in the third. Manchester looking for their 4th win of the season in the ENBL, playing in their debut ENBL campaign. And for Opava, a win would take them to 5 wins and secure them a spot in the playoffs. So for the playoffs, top 16 teams advance, top 8 teams will get home court, and that home court advantage is going to be very desirable, isn't it?
Oh, so desirable. I mean, the idea of not having to travel to another country and stand in your own bed, it just provides even more motivation for these teams here tonight.
So it's Manchester possession, and Nicholson has it. Jones thought about the shot, drives to the basket, runs into traffic though, and kicks it out to Cleary, and Kayem Cleary shot will spin out.
And that's a good look though for a shooter that's been flaming hot this entire game.
And Vero Ball, his shot's short. Cavan skying in from nowhere, nearly came away with that, but Jones will pull up from deep. It's off the rim, but ball's out of bounds.
Just the activity there by Cleary, obviously crashing the glass hard. I don't know if you noticed this, but this game has literally started, this half, has started the same way the game started. I mean, Max Jones, Cleary taking the first 2 shots, both being 3-point attempts, and both not going in, and they just started making them from there.
Yeah, I was going to say, then we know what happened next. As Cleary pressured. Passes out to Jones, back to Cleary. Smith Jr. from behind the 3-point line. And Ron, we've got deja vu all over.
I think we have the script, Kaz. I mean, maybe we just have our hands on the script and we know what's coming. Good shot there and good offensive possession.
As Person Jr. puts in a floater, and it's a 7-point lead here for Manchester.
And that takes Wes Person Jr. up to 17 points on the night from just 4 of 6 from shooting. He only shot the ball 6 times.
And that's we were saying before, that's a quiet 17 points by his standards as well.
So quiet, but he doesn't have to be a volume shooter. He just is an efficient scorer that does it at the most elite level possible.
So a 7-point Manchester lead as Opava have possession, and Person Jr. stops, can't put it in.
As you see, Person Jr. trying to put his foot on the gas pedal a little bit more.
Oh, and PJ Smith out to Jones. Jones connects.
He's somebody that shoots it at a high level. Max Jones with a big-time three. We spoke at halftime, Kaz, and I told you he is going to get going. It's only a matter of time. And it's a good sight to see his second three-point shot go in.
Jones, Manchester's leading scorer in both the ENBL and SLB, as Purcell under the basket. And a travel called, so Manchester will have it back.
A traveling violation there, called on Purcell. Let's take a look at this matchup here, Kaz, between Wes Person Jr. and Max Jones, two of the highest scorers in the ENBL, facing off one-on-one at half court.
As Cleary steps into a three, it's off the rim. Again, these are good looks for Cleary.
They are good looks, but we'd like to see him be more aggressive now. A couple didn't fall this half. And again, that's just normal basketball. You just got to take your makes when you make them, but adjust when they don't go in.
As a whistle underneath the basket. And fouls on the rebound. So that's going to be the third foul now on Christophe Cavan for Opava. So Opava will have a substitution, and Cavan will go to the bench. And Manchester with a 10-point lead here. Jones going to go all the way to the basket. Count it, and the foul, and Max Jones turning it up here in the third quarter.
I mean, he's been quietly subdued in that first half due to foul trouble, and to see him come out with the aggression is no surprise. He is somebody that wants to put the ball in the basket and will take his opportunities when granted.
So third foul on Purcell, and it is a 71-59 lead for Manchester basketball over Opava as we have a timeout.
And we also want to say happy birthday, celebrating his 60th today, Ethan Jones. And celebrating his 50th birthday.
So a good start there to the third for Manchester. It's been an 8-2 run coming out of the halftime break.
Yeah, and what's the difference is right now is Manchester's getting stopped, and they're limiting the extra rebounds, and they're just allowing Opava to have one shot opportunity, and then from there they're just playing well and finding their hot hands, which right now is Max Jones, and he's doing his best to take over this game in this third quarter.
And Manchester just shooting incredibly efficiently from the field, 61% from the field, and Jordan Johnson 7 of 8, Max Jones 6 of 9. It's really flowing. Yeah,
it really is, and the biggest number right now is the 15 threes. Is can Opava do something about the three-point barrage that is coming in at such a high rate from the Manchester basketball team?
And I mean, Opava are shooting well from the field, 54%. So, you know, if you'd come into the game saying you were shooting 54%, you'd take that.
You really would.
So Max Jones here gets the basket. And biggest lead of the game so far here for Manchester, up to 13 points in the third quarter. Person Jr. against Jones. Out to Brown.
And Brown has been pretty quiet here this evening for Opava, as Person Jr. comes up short, but an offensive rebound. And those usually lead to these. Oh, another missed shot there. Tried to call it there early, but
Person Jr. will be called for the foul against Smith Jr. And that will be the fourth team foul in Opava, and we've still got just under 7 minutes to play here.
Yeah, the tide has definitely changed. It was Manchester who was in foul trouble early in the first half, in the first quarter, and now Opava here in the third period. Obviously, with one foul left before Manchester's shooting free throws for the remainder.
So Smith Jr. with possession for Manchester. Looks to find some space. Smith Jr. steps back for three. Not that time. And Manchester not able to keep it alive. It will be Opava ball.
And they caught a break there because that is a look that Smith Jr. seemed to have hunted down and wanted to go in more than anything.
So Opava looking to cut into this lead. Pistol hands off to Pearson Jr. Can't get the floater to fall. And Cleary taking it down the court. Manchester have numbers here, and Kayam Cleary kicks it out to Jones. As Max Jones works against Pearson Jr. Good hands there from Brown. And Pearson Jr. to the basket.
It's a great defensive stop there from Kayam Cleary, getting back on defense, knowing he has 3 fouls and not fouling.
And Jones from the baseline will get the bounce.
And Max Jones doing Max Jones things. He is a bigger guard, Kaz, that can score. And once he drops that shoulder onto you, you are going to be moved from it.
Jones up to 17 points here in the third quarter as Purcell's shot doesn't drop.
And Manchester consistently getting stops now.
Smith Jr. going to the basket. Too much on it, but the ball will stay with Manchester. Now we'll have a substitution for Opava as Jakub Serina comes into the game alongside Filip Zabranek. And we'll have a timeout here. 74-59, Manchester lead over Opava. So teams back out on court, 5:33 to play here in the third quarter, and it is Manchester possession from the end line. A 15-point lead for Manchester here in the third quarter. As the ball's into Cleary. Cleary looking to go to the basket, hangs in the air, gets his own rebound, and he's fouled. So Cleary's going to go to the line here. And that is going to be foul number 5 on Opava. So for the next 5:27, Manchester can certainly try and take advantage of that.
Yeah, and I think that was an intelligent take there. Obviously, like I stated earlier, he's missed a couple threes here to start this third quarter, which is okay. But now let's add more to the game right now. Let's be aggressive. Let's get back to the free throw line and see that ball go through the net. And he's doing a good job there as he is going to the free throw line for 2.
So Kayam Cleary, the second leading scorer on Manchester basketball this season, with 13.6 points per game in the Super League. Back in his hometown after having spent 8 years away. And I mean, what a season he's had so far in every competition he's played in. It's
incredible. He's a special talent. He's fun to watch. I've gotten the opportunity to share the floor with him this summer, and you can just tell from even then that he was excited to be back home on home soil, doing what he loves to do the most, which is playing basketball at a high level.
So Opava looking to cut into this lead here. As Serena, fakes, passes underneath the basket, can't finish. Zabranek not able to finish underneath, but Serena just perfect pass there.
Yeah, he kind of saw Cleary being a bit overzealous.
As Johnson finds a path, but hands over to Osaboyan. Unselfish basketball from Jordan Johnson.
Yeah, and this game's starting to open up a little bit more for Manchester, and the scoring is starting to dry up for Opava, unfortunately.
Pearson Jr. against Johnson. Pulls up. Too much on it as Osaboyan takes it down the floor for Manchester. And Osaboyan fouled inside, so Shots to come here for Manchester.
Opava in there asking for the foul from the ref as for the shooting foul, correct me if I'm wrong, but not realizing that they're already in the penalty.
He's going to get shots anyway.
You're getting the shots anyway, brother. It's okay. Just put a smile on your face.
That's the second foul on Brown. Smith Jr. back out onto the court for Manchester.
Yeah, and it's been a tough quarter, to say the least, for Opava. I mean, only scoring 2 points with just about almost 6 minutes, almost past 5 minutes or so passing by in this game.
As Osaboyan's first shot spins out. Gabe Osaboyan averaging 4.8 assists in the ENBL so far this season. As he doesn't get the second. Van der Leek with the rebound. Serena over to Purcell. Purcell gets the whistle and he's gonna go to the line for 2.
It's a good offensive possession there from Opava, and Purcell obviously the beneficiary there by that pass. And going up strong, rewarded 2 free throws from it.
Purcell with 12 points so far for Opava today. First is good. Represented Czechia at the Olympic pre-qualifying tournament and the World Cup qualifiers back in 2023. And also at the Eurobasket qualifiers in 2021. So been with the national team for several years. As gets the second. A 17-point Manchester lead here in the third quarter.
And a lot of basketball to be played left, Cass. You don't want to become content and make mistakes like that if you're Manchester, because this team is good enough to track you down and make this a close basketball game.
As Serena looks for some space. Oh, behind the back to Purcell, who finishes on the shot. And Serena, the way he's moving the basketball, the way he sees his teammates, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's looking magical out there for him right now. And again, the energy's starting to shift and starting to build there if you're Opava, excuse me.
Serena picks up his 4th assist after that last pass, but Johnson had some time there. Osaboyan finds Nicholson under the basket.
And that's good unselfish play there by Osaboyan to find Nicholson. Jordan Johnson had a 3, but again, just smart basketball.
Van der Leek can't get it to go. Manchester pushing the pace here as Max Jones will take it all the way to the hoop.
And I think that's Serena, correct?
Yeah.
Serena, excuse me if I said that correctly. He forgot his scout report. He let Max Jones get to that left hand, and he just walked his way into the free basket.
As Johnson picks off the ball and lays it in for 2. And Jordan Johnson with 22 points gives Manchester a 21-point lead here in the third quarter. 3 minutes to play, but it's just been all Manchester this third.
Yeah, it seemed like right when Opava was going to get going and getting their feet under him to try to cut this lead to 10, Manchester said, I don't think so. They put a stop to that immediately and got 6 unanswered quick buckets.
And Manchester really spreading the scoring here. Kayem Cleary with 25 points, Jordan Johnson with 22, and Max Jones with 19. And that is going to put you in a good position if you have 3 players like that scoring as high as they are.
I think it's one thing to sit there and notice the point production, but the other aspect of it is Max Jones is shooting 72% from the floor, Kayem Cleary is shooting 61% from the floor, and Jordan Johnson shooting 88%. It's like, it doesn't matter which way you look or turn between these 3 guards, they are having their weight, and they're being very efficient about their business this evening.
And for Opava, 17 points from Wes Person Jr. 9 of those points coming at the foul line. And Simon Purcell with 16 points. 54% from the field for Purcell. But again, when he's been going to the basket, it's been proving very effective.
Yeah, and I think that's something that, again, they have to hang their hat on. But it's not a shock to see that, because this is a team that has been heavily relying on Wes Person, heavily relying on Purcell, and heavily relying on Brown, who Brown just hasn't had a performance here this evening. He's been kept absolutely silent.
Serna behind the back to Purcell, but Purcell will be called for the travel, and we will see David Matichka into the game for the first time for Opava. Matichka at 19 years old. An exciting young talent on this Opava team.
Very exciting. He's very tall as well. He has excellent size as they go into this zone, obviously. And he's going to be the back line in that zone. But good to see a young talent on the floor this evening.
As Osaboyan runs into traffic, finds Jones underneath the basket. Ball's tipped away, but Smith Jr. has it, and time will run down. Manchester saying the ball hit the rim there, so the shot clock should have reset. So referees will confirm that. And it will be Manchester possession. Opava saying they don't think the rim was hit. As we'll see, Judson Martindale get his first minutes of the game here for Manchester.
And a technical foul has been just given out to Serena.
Oh, so one free throw to come here for Jordan Johnson, who'll take the technical. So Johnson takes himself up to 23 points and a 22-point lead for Manchester. And then we go back to where we were before the technical was called, which was Manchester inbound from the end line.
And we have an appearance here from Martindale here.
As ball's into Osaboyan. Osaboyan out to Smith Jr. Gets it to go.
And Osaboyan, obviously he's leading this team in assists in ENBL action. As he tries to make a play in the passing lane, he is somebody that can not only score the basketball, but also find his other teammates, and being a very versatile forward in which he is.
He has such great court vision, able to really find his teammates and get the ball exactly where they want it. As Purcell, three, drops in.
That's a big-time shot there from Purcell, continuing his hot streak tonight.
Purcell now up to 19 points for Opava, leading the scoring for Opava today as Osaboyan. I think that was maybe a bit of a potential lob we were about to see, but Serena pulls up from deep, doesn't get it to go. And Smith Jr. back down the floor for Manchester, has Martindale. Osaboyan. Osaboyan to Nicholson, out to Smith Jr., pulls the trigger, doesn't get it to go. As the ball's out, and it will be a Opava possession. And Manchester are getting those looks.
They are getting those looks. They're creating great opportunities after pushing the break. It's so hard to stop Smith Jr. in transition, Jordan Johnson in transition, Cleary in transition, and Max Jones. These guys are pushing the tempo now after these misses. But it's all starting from the defensive end, Cass.
So Opava ball. Purcell looks to go back to back and doesn't get the roll that time. Osaboyan leading the charge here for Manchester. Nicholson underneath the basket, leaves it short.
And a good pass there from Osaboyan. Would like to see Nicholson finish that, just take his time.
As foul on Purcell will put him at the line. So final minute of the third quarter here, and it has been a 25-9 run for Manchester.
It's a big explosion in the third quarter. That's exactly what it's been. And the only ones to really score the basketball this quarter is the man himself right now at the free throw line in Purcell. He's been the bright spark for this team in this quarter.
As Osaboyan takes a seat. And we see Tim Adatukasi getting ready to come back in. Although they can't substitute just yet, so Osborne will be back out. So Purcell here at the foul line. Purcell with experience playing in Spain over the course of his career. Played 2 seasons in the ENBL with Brno. Gets the first to go, and he's up to 20 points for Opava.
He's been the bright spark this evening for Opava. He's doing a great job of just playing his game. Obviously, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Very efficient down in the key and from the free throw line. He's just been a steady source of positivity coming for this team.
Let's go, Manny, let's go.
So 50 seconds to play here in the third. Johnson has Adatukasi, back to Johnson. Johnson using the screen from Nicholson. Smith Jr. with 6 seconds. Smith Jr. pulls up from the foul line. No good. And Person Jr. controlling things here for Opava. Kicks it out. Varner's shot doesn't go. And a foul on the rebound means it will stay Opava possession.
And that foul there was on the floor, so it'll be Opava's inbound.
So that's the second on Adatukasi. Virobal looks to pass. Person Jr. catch and shoot, not that time. And Manchester will have 13 seconds here, can hold for the last possession.
Let's go, Manny, let's go.
Johnson with 5 seconds against Person Jr. 3 seconds. Johnson hangs in the air, draws the foul. So Jordan Johnson going to go to the line here. A chance to increase this Manchester lead, and Manchester with a potential 90 points here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've really done their part with the scoring category of things here this evening. They shot the ball very well. I mean, and it was a high-scoring game in Leicester on Sunday in their league game or in their trophy campaign, but they brought that same scoring mentality here tonight, and it's paid its dividends for sure.
And if you're hitting 16 threes, you probably are going to put up quite a high score.
That is very true.
So Johnson hits the first. And the second. Manchester up to 90 points in the third as a long pass to Opava, and Virobal can't get it to go at the buzzer, but at the end of the third quarter, 90 to Manchester Basketball, 68 to BK Opava after a 27-11 run. And Manchester, having been led by Kayem Cleary and Jordan Johnson with 25 points each.
We want to welcome a very special guest to the floor. CJ Hansen, come and join me on.
So fourth quarter about to get underway, but it has been Kayem Cleary and Jordan Johnson with 25 points each for Manchester Basketball. Max Jones adding in 19. You said at the half, Ron, that Max Jones was about to get going in the third, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, exactly what Max Jones can do. It's what he's capable of doing. He's done it time and time again. I mean, the last 2 games, well, the last game in this league, or the SLB trophy campaign, he had 30 plus, and in the last ENBL game, he had 30 plus. So we've seen his scoring obviously be on full display here for this Manchester side this season. But tonight, it's been about his teammates. It's been about Mr. Johnson and Mr. Cleary. So he's had some help tonight and hasn't had to really carry the load as much.
And 17 assists for Manchester. They've been sharing the ball really well.
Very much so. And it's easy to do that when you know everybody has the hot hand.
So Varner. No good for Opava. Manchester back on the attack. Smith Jr. has it. Smith Jr. goes baseline. Adatu Cassie's there. And Adatu Cassie will go out of bounds. So Opava possession.
Just a characteristic turnover there by Adatu Cassie. You saw the pass, just wasn't able to complete it, but needless to say, Opava's basketball.
So they've called a foul on Adatu Cassie there, and that's his third. So that's the first team foul on Manchester. Didn't quite catch that on the court.
Yeah, I thought that was a turnover as well, out of bounds, but.
So Opava as Brown hands off to Person Jr. against Johnson. Varner.
And the defense here from Manchester basketball has been phenomenal. They're plugging in gaps, they're getting into those spaces.
As Adatu Cassie, shot doesn't go. As Zabranek, catch and shoot. No hesitation.
And it's a big shot there. Try to stop the bleeding.
As Johnson against Person Jr. Johnson to the basket, blocked, but a foul called. That's going to go against Zabranek.
Johnson's playing around right now. He's having the fun. You can tell he's showing off the shiftiness, the handles. He pretty much knows that he can go wherever he wants on this Opava team.
So Johnson back at the free throw line here. Has gone 5 of 5 so far from the free throw line, shooting 8 of 9 from the floor, 88%. I'm really happy you made that, because I was worried about the commentator's curse.
I was worried as well. It kind of got quiet in here as well as he began to shoot his free throw. I'm like, oh no, Kaz, what did you just do?
So Jordan Johnson with a game-high 26 points, leading all scorers, make it 27. And the efficiency is off the charts.
It really is. Johnson. 27 points and 8 for 9 shooting, perfect from the free throw line. He's only missed literally 1 shot thus far this evening.
There's Person Jr.'s threes off the rim. It's picked up though. Opava get another chance here, as that one is no good, and a foul. So stays Opava basketball. And Opava playing in their 2nd season in the ENBL this year, finished 5-3 in Group A last year in 5th.
And a technical foul is called on Asaboyan. I don't think the referee appreciated how he tossed the ball at him.
So that's Asaboyan's 5th, and Asaboyan will now be out of the game. So that's going to give Opava a technical free throw here.
And if you're Asaboyan here, you want to hope and pray that doesn't, bite you in the foot here. If if their team decides to come back in this game, it's a big loss.
So Person Jr. hits the free throw, to the surprise of no one in this building, because
perfect from the free throw line.
10 of 10 from the foul line. It's a 20-point Manchester lead. Brown, swatted by Nicholson. Virobal fading away, too strong. And Nicholson securing the rebound for Manchester.
And the big man doing big man things right there, saying absolutely not in my house. And then securing that board and holding it up like somebody was jumping to get an apple off a tree.
So Brown called for the foul, and that'll be Brown's 3rd for Opava. Graham Cleary will inbound here from the sideline. Cleary had that huge first quarter, hitting 5 of 6 from three-point range. As Johnson with 7 seconds against Cavan. Johnson finding his way, splashes in another, and Jordan Johnson, 29 points personal.
I mean, this team has a multitude of different guys that can get it done in one-on-one coverage and hit big-time shots.
Lines up a 3 and knocks it down. And it's a 19-point game, and this is Opava just chipping away a little bit here, possession by possession.
There's still a lot of time left to be played in this game, but it has to be started on the defensive end.
As Cleary from deep, won't go. Jones can't save the ball in. Oh, he can, it was off. Last touch Opava.
What a great rebound there from Max Jones, and the ability to keep that possession.
Stretching out of bounds.
Yeah, he did.
There. As Johnson, long pass into Jones. Johnson with 5 seconds. Adetukasi gets it to drop. And Tim Adetukasi adding in another 3 for Manchester. They've hit 17 so far.
And what Jordan Johnson just did there was this goes to show you how he's feeling tonight, telling the defense, telling his offensive teammates, just move out of the way, I got this. Setting up Adetukasi for the easy, wide open 3.
He winds himself up and then lets himself go.
100%. It's like a little slingshot.
Yeah. So substitution for Opava, and we'll see Jans van der Leek back into the game alongside Jakob Serena. So Cavan at the foul line here. Cavan with 6 points so far. Doesn't get the first to go. And Cavan having a really strong season in the domestic league for Opava, having a career season in points, rebounds and assists per game. As the second one spins out, and Adetukasi able to keep it with Manchester. Great hustle there from Adetukasi. There's Johnson working against Cavan. And that will be the 3rd team foul on Opava. Both teams on 3 fouls this quarter. Jones to Cleary. Johnson will set things up here. Johnson, 4 seconds, steps back, 3's up, off the rim.
Only his 2nd miss of the contest this evening.
And Opava can't get it to go. Adetukasi takes it all the way, pulls it down. And Tim Adetukasi getting the fans on their feet here at the National Basketball Performance Centre.
Max Jones was looking for that lob pass from Adetukasi, but Adetukasi said, no, I got it, sir. I'm gonna throw this one down.
Adetukasi up to 11. Manchester looking at the century mark here in the 4th quarter with just under 6 minutes to play. Brown, 3's up and down.
I wish we got to see a little bit more of this earlier from Brown. Obviously, we know he was in a little bit of foul trouble, but it's just a quiet evening from him.
Manchester looking to increase his lead. Nicholson under the hoop, jams it home.
What a pass there from Max Jones.
Manchester 101 here. Their highest scoring game of the ENBL so far this season. And we still have over 5 minutes to play as Serena. Shots too strong and ball's loose under the basket. Brown comes away with it for Opava. Serena calling for it and goes inside, takes the contact. And an and-one opportunity here at the line for Jakob Serena. The 2020 Olympian representing Czechia in Tokyo. in his 20th season overall, 18 for Opava.
That's impressive. His tenureship with this team, and he's obviously one of the veteran leaders on this group. What a fantastic move, and he has this sense of flair about him with his passing. Like, you can tell he's a European point guard that has played at this level for a long time. It's a joy to see.
Serena finishes the three-point play, and he's up to 9 points. Opava's up to 81. And we thought it was going to be a high-scoring game, Ron, and we were right.
We called that right on the head.
It's under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Johnson. Hands off to Nicholson. Out to Adatu-Cassie. Gets it to go.
And then another three. I mean, we have to start checking now and maybe contact Mr. Dan Rutledge himself and figure out these statistics. But what is the number of threes made by a team in the ENBL's existence? We have to figure that out. Somebody help us out.
As Brown just adds in another. I wonder what we could have combined threes here as well between two teams.
100%.
Manchester with 18 made threes, Opava with 10. Johnson looking to go all the way to the basket, scoops it up and in. And Jordan Johnson is going to go back to the foul line. And a 30-piece here for Jordan Johnson, who is just having a breakout game here in the ENBL.
I mean, this is the second time I've seen him in person. He's on the show both times. I think he is a special, special talent, and he plays with so much fun and poise. He never seems to be bothered. He barely seems tired.
He's running constantly.
He's running, and he's changing pace at the drop of a dime. At any moment, he can stop, and then the next moment he can go again. So, a very tough matchup, I would expect.
32 points for Jordan Johnson. Svanderleek looks to pass off. Brown is there, and fouled on the shot. So Cleavon Brown going to the line.
We love to see that aggressiveness there from Cleavon Brown. Try to take his frustration out on the big fella there.
So Brown averaging 14.4 points per game and 9 rebounds so far for Opava in the ENBL this season. Leads the team in rebounds per game.
Manchester, you can be louder.
And he's up to 12 points. Now 13. So Manchester will have 2 more games to play in the ENBL coming up. They'll be playing Gimli in January and Dinamo Zagreb in February. As Johnson gets the whistle, and Jordan Johnson back to the free throw line.
He's giving these guys fits right now, and it's tough because you have Serena on him. He's a bit older. You can tell. I don't want to bring that into the equation, but he is trying to guard somebody that is just a lightning bolt right now, and you just don't know when he's going to stop and go.
First goes through the net.
He's on pace for about 40 right now if he stays in this basketball game. An efficient 40.
10 of 10 from the foul line. I think Jordan Johnson and Wes Person Jr. should just play killer.
Yeah, I think so.
See how many days that lasts. Person Jr. against Jones. Going to the basket, hangs in the air, gets the bounce.
Speaking of Wes Person Jr., there he goes right there, getting his season average, so right on par, 20 points right now.
There's Johnson setting things up here.
Oh, man.
Johnson.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Cleary on the baseline. Oh, that would have had the crowd erupting if that had gone down.
It's just the setup in itself. I mean, yeah, you gotta let Mr. Johnson stay on the floor. I'm sorry, he's having his way right now. Unfortunately, Cleary couldn't take the roof off the building, but what a fantastic setup.
As we see Kyle Carey, Peter Smith Jr. and Duke Shelton into the game. 2:49 to play. 109-88 Manchester lead Opava. Manchester's highest scoring game in the ENBL so far this season. As Serena, oh, ball's coming our way.
I was going to shoot it from half court, get my half court shot in, Cass. I was ready.
You got to stay ready.
Got to stay ready. I really have to stay ready.
Let's go, money, let's go.
So Manchester possession, Johnson. Smith Jr. Back to Johnson. Has Serena on him, using the screen from Shelton. Martindale doesn't go, and ball's out of bounds, Opava possession. So a 21-point lead here for Manchester.
And as this game winds down, Cass, just a question to you. What do you think went wrong for Opava here in this second half and in this game? Because it was a 6-point lead at halftime.
It was, wasn't it? It was that third quarter where it really swung as Smith Jr. in the corner leaves it short. But I think just the intensity that Manchester have been playing with, that they just weren't able to counter the speed of that run in order to try and close them down.
That's exciting to see right there. I totally agree, but number 14 here just got his first basket, and that's the 19-year-old.
Matichka.
Yeah, Matichka, yeah.
It's good to see, and that experience at 19 years old as well, being able to play, you know, you're playing overseas. That must be a pretty impactful thing. Very much so. As Johnson dancing, oh, I think everybody's getting excited now watching him have fun out here. The 27-11 run in the third quarter there for Manchester really was the difference maker. 100%. Manchester's been on par with scoring around 25+ points a quarter. I mean, obviously it's in that 19 right now, but a couple minutes left in this game. Maybe they'll eclipse that, but they've been pretty consistent all evening, excuse me. And averaging just over 87 points a game. Have surpassed that significantly as Carey splashes in from the outside. And Kyle Carey with his first points of the game, and of course it's a three. Of course it's a three, that's what he does. 19 made threes for Manchester basketball. I mean, it's insane. It's been a shooting clinic here in Manchester this evening. So 112-90, Manchester lead over Opava. And for Opava, I mean, scoring's not essentially been a problem here. You're putting up 90 points. That's a high-scoring game. A very high-scoring game. And I mean, the problem with the defense tonight was you let three guys be efficient in the exact manner that they wanted to be in Cleary, Jones, and of course the MVP tonight, which is, in my opinion, Gordon Johnson. And that was the biggest issue. That's the biggest difference maker in these basketball games with those three individuals. So Jordan Johnson with 34 points so far, shooting 10 of 13 from the field. That's 76%. He's hit 4 threes and a 34-point game. Johnson in the Super League averaging 11 points this season, but we've seen him have games where he goes off, and this is just a glimpse into what he can do. 100%. Yeah, I mean, I've only seen him, like I keep saying, play 2 times in person. I've had the privilege of seeing them in both of those appearances have been phenomenal, sensational performances put on by Mr. Johnson. So I have a lot to see and a lot more in store. I'm sure he has a lot more in store for us the rest of the season. As Serena, shot's no good. Shelton gets the rebound over to Johnson. Final minute of the fourth quarter here. And teams with 2 more ENBL games to come, but Manchester will be moving to 4 wins and 2 losses. That's going to position them very well with an eye on the playoffs. As Smith Jr. shot, you want that to fall. You want to see that back on a highlight tape. The quickness in which he changed direction there. Wow. Sorry for those listening. I got caught enjoying the game, and he wanted that to go too. You can see him smiling there on court. So Person Jr. back at the free throw line here for Opava. As first is good.
And that brings his tally to 21 points tonight.
And 2 of 2 from the line. It's incredibly effective from the foul line, shooting 100% today. He's up to 22 points. And Manchester look like they'll dribble it out here. So Manchester will take the win over BK Opava, a big 112-92 win over Opava. Back-to-back wins in the ENBL for the first time so far this season. And that moves them to 4 wins and 2 losses. And we said before the game, Ron, this is an important marker for Manchester, and they've really come out and done the job.
Yeah, I mean, we did say that pregame, and I think they did a fantastic job of just being present in this moment, knowing the severity of what was at stake in this game tonight. For Manchester to come out and put a dominating home performance in like that was very impressive.
So, a big game from Jordan Johnson, 34 points from Johnson. Off the bench, shooting 76%, has 5 assists as well. And Kayem Cleary, 25 points, 6 rebounds. Cleary shooting 6 of 12 from three-point range. He was 5 of 6 in that first quarter. And Max Jones adding in 19 points along with 3 assists. And then for Opava, Wes Person Jr. with 23 points, 2 assists and 3 rebounds. And Simon Purcell, 21 points, 5 rebounds. So we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be back with you courtside very shortly. So we're here courtside after a big win for Manchester over Opava in the ENBL. I mean, both teams coming out on fire from the start there, Ron.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a great game from start to finish. Obviously, sorry about that. It was a great game from start to finish. Obviously, Manchester left their mark on this game in the third period, winning 27-11 in that quarter. And that was really the difference, Cass. That and alongside the three-point barrage of shooting that we saw be put on full display from Manchester.
Well, we know this is a team that likes to score the basketball. The three-point shooting, absolutely incredible, but the pace that they play with, that's exactly what Manchester basketball is all about.
100%. I mean, you can look up. They put up 112 points. Their game-high score was with 34 points, but as we have Mr. Cleary himself, congratulations. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm good, thank you. Thank you.
So, Kayem, congratulations on today's win. A big game moves you to 4 wins in the ENBL. Like we were just saying, the pace that you played with, absolutely incredible. And your three-point shooting, especially in the first quarter, were you just feeling it?
Yeah, I feel like my preparation's been good. You know what I mean? I came into the game feeling really good. And then, yeah, I felt free. You know what I mean? I was just letting it fly. Once I hit the first one, you know, I get hot quick. So, you know what I mean?
So it's funny you talk about preparation because Kaz and I got here a bit early. Obviously, we had to set up for the broadcast, and I mentioned on the broadcast, you're the first person in here shooting today. You're the first person in warm-up. So talk about that preparation and what it took to get this big win tonight, as far as your performance and team performance.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to come in early just to get my mind right, you know what I mean, and just to get loose. So, you know, try to get the nerves out early, you know what I mean. So by the time the games come, I'm loose. You know, I'm out there playing free. So, yeah, it definitely helped. And then the guys come in and they do their stuff. So we've been playing really well as a team. Practice has been good, and yeah, like our preparation it was great. Like we had a quick turnaround. So coming into this game, it was quick. We only had like one practice before coming into it. So we got together. We were sharp, and yeah, we executed.
And just to piggyback off that, the execution. Let's talk about the execution of your teammate, Jordan Johnson. And I mean, obviously, he put on an absolute clinic. Can you speak on that and what it was like being on the floor with somebody that's having a special moment?
It's nice to have a point guard like that. You know what I mean? He can do everything. You know what I mean? And we need a point guard with some experience to move the ball, and then someone that can go get theirs at any time. You know, so he stepped up. He stepped up big since the start of the season, and he just keeps improving every day. So it's good to see him just getting out there and doing his thing.
Love that. Last question. Obviously, you got your fourth win tonight in the ENBL campaign, and you're pretty much one win away from ensuring yourself in the playoff position. How does that feel being back in your hometown?
It's good. It's good. This experience, being able to play the ENBL, playing against European competition, it's good. So one more win away from playoffs and making a stand. So yeah, it's a blessing, honestly. Yeah.
Love that. Well, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Let you go and celebrate. And good luck on Sunday.
Appreciate it.
So we're going to bring in BK Opava's Wes Person Jr. Hi, Wes. A really fast-paced game there from both teams, coming up short against Manchester, but a really strong offensive performance from you guys.
Yeah, that's what we do well. You know, we play offensively. We really share the ball, and we put up many points. Unfortunately tonight, 92 points I think wasn't enough. I mean, Manchester lit it up. They hit so many threes, and man, it felt like everything they shot was going in. But hats off to them, man. They played well, and they really got after us tonight.
And we talk about that, Wes. Obviously, Manchester had a very big third quarter. Talk about what your thoughts are on that third quarter. It was a 27-11 quarter, not in favor of you guys. Talk about, again, what are your thoughts and what went wrong in that quarter?
Yeah, I think we just didn't come out with enough energy. You know, in the second half, we were more physical in the first half, even though they were still hitting some tough shots. But, you know, in the second half, we didn't match their physicality and their energy. They hit a couple of big shots, and they just kept it rolling. And, you know, when you give good teams like that, you know, some energy and flow, you know, it's hard to get back into the game. And unfortunately for us, you know, when you give up a big lead like that in the second half, I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. And honestly, you talk about flow. I mean, you still found yourself in a bit of a flow. You had a very good performance tonight. You were perfect from the line. I don't know if you know that, but talk about what it's going to take for this group to bounce back, obviously losing 2 games on the road in this campaign.
Yeah, for us, the story all season has been injuries. You know, we're missing a couple of starters tonight, and if we can get everybody healthy, you know, we are playing our best basketball. You know, we were in a bit of a rhythm, you know, early on in ENBL. We won our first 4. Injuries struck us. You know, we've come to these last two road games against tough teams with kind of a depleted roster. So the main thing is just getting everybody back healthy and then finish strong, you know, these last couple games in ENBL.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and it's good to see you back in England again, always, and I wish you guys safe travels back.
I enjoyed it. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. So good to hear from, you know, both exceptional players on both teams having great games today. And for Opava, obviously a really strong start at home for them this season. 4 straight wins at home and then come on the road. As Wes said, a depleted roster, but they've got a game against Kalen X, so they'll certainly be looking to try and bounce back there. Yeah,
and I think that's kind of just been the trend so far for this Opava group. I mean, they've done so well at home. They've, again, won their first 4 home games, but they haven't been able to take that same home energy or home, you know, winning streak on the road. I mean, they've come up a little bit short, and you might have to find yourself on the road in the playoffs. So I think it's something that they need to address and get corrected as this ENBL season continues to progress. But nothing to hang your hat on, obviously. And for them, trying to get back, trying to bounce back and get back to the next game is probably what's on their mind.
And for Manchester, so they'll be heading to Gimli in Norway in January the 21st, an away game for them, knowing that if they win that one, they can then secure themselves playoff in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and what a tremendous opportunity. Manchester has done the unthinkable tonight as far as the three-point shooting. Let that be known. But yeah, what an opportunity they have to go to Norway, pick up a big-time win, and just ensure that their spot will be secured for the playoff campaign, which is fast approaching. But yeah, more domestic league action first for them. I'm sure that's where their head kind of turns to now as the ENBL takes a little bit of a break period for them. So good to see them come away this evening with a win, but more in store for this group.
Yeah, so 2 more games to come for Manchester in the ENBL, away to Gimli, and then we'll be playing their final game of the regular season against Dinamo Zagreb in February. But as you said, attention will now turn to the Super League for Manchester basketball, and we have an early Christmas present for you on Sunday here at the National Basketball Performance Centre, as we have a double header. The Manchester men's basketball team will be playing Surrey at 3 o'clock, and the women's team will be facing the Oaklands Wolves at 6:15. So get a ticket to the men's game, you can get free entry to the women's game. I mean, what more do you want before Christmas?
Merry Christmas. I mean, it's a week early, but can't really beat that in all honesty. So, yeah, come out on Sunday.
It's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. So thank you to everyone who's joined us here on TalkSport and on the ENBL YouTube channel. From myself, Caroline Bullock, and from Ron Blaine, we'll see you next time.